Hey, you guys, we're on day 5 of designing a portable incubator, so we're going to hop on in. So remember, activity 1, you're going to jump into your Amplify lesson and click on the Future or Workspace. You are going to select the Phase Change Internship from the home page, read the new message from your project director, and add your daily message notes to today's activities and deliverables. So you are going to add a message note, and this one should say Day 5 Design Incubators, and copy and paste your deliverables so you can go back and refer to what you need to make sure you get done today in your inbox. Okay, pause the video here that you guys can go ahead and complete that lesson or that part of the lesson. All right, activity T, introducing the design cycle. Okay, so today you're going to start designing your portable incubators. Futura created a video to illustrate the design cycle and how it relates to your work. So you're going to hop into Amplify. I've got a couple things up here, so let me get to the right place. You're going to hop into Amplify Day 5, and you are going to scroll down to the video, the design cycle. So pause the video here right now, go to Day 5, and watch this video. All right, now that you are back, what did you learn about the steps of the design cycle from the video? What are the parts? Plan, okay, so what does that mean? Build, test, and analyze. So pause the video here and discuss with your partners what these 4 steps look like. All right. So iterative testing is basically just repeating a process in the way that considers the results of the previous design. So you're just repeating it and you're using the previous design to help you with repeating that process. You're going to be using your baby warmer data sheets. You have several of these in your binder. I think you have 4. And you are going to go through the design cycle. So let's watch a demonstration of how to fill out these sheets. All right, so let's review how to record your baby warmer designs and test results on the baby data warmer sheets. Okay, on each sheet, there's a space to record 2 versions. Remember to write the versions for each iteration so you can keep track of them, all the ones you did. Under plan, you're going to write about the design you're going to build and test, and here you'll explain your strategy and use your criteria or address your criteria. Under build, you're going to record which PCM that you used, okay, and how many you used, as well as insulating materials and how many layers. Now you're ready to test, so you're just going to hit press test here. The test results are going to show you how well your design worked. Under test, you'll record the baby's average temperature as well as the time outside of the healthy range by minute and total cost. So you're going to record those 3 things from here. Under Analyze, then you're going to explain what your test results mean. Think about what your design was, where it was successful, and ways that you could improve it. Plus the replay button to watch the graph play out over time. It'll go for you. Then under additional notes, you're going to write anything else that you notice while it's running. Now you're ready to make a plan for your next design. For example, you can write about what you'll change in the next version. Press the edit button to start making a new version. All right, so if you have any questions about the baby warmer data sheets, make sure you raise your hand and ask me about it. And make sure you're using the design cycle as you are doing this section, okay? So pause the video here and you should take, let's see, this section said it should take 10 minutes. You should just take about 5 minutes to go ahead and complete your tests. All right, we're going to go on to testing incubator designs now. So you're going to use the baby warmer to build and test your design. What questions do you now have about how baby warmers work? If you have any questions that you need to direct towards me, please feel free to raise your hand and ask. All right, you should test several different versions of your design and record the results because you can learn from what doesn't work. Evaluating each design, you're going to think about when is the baby's temperature getting too high or too low. What can you change to reduce the time that the baby spends outside of that healthy temperature? And what can you change to make the baby's temperature closer to 37 degrees Celsius? And how can you reduce the cost? So, as you analyze the test, you'll need to think about causes and effects related to phase change, energy transfers, in order to predict which designs or changes to designs may work the best. So, decide which criteria is your top priority to plan to address that criteria in your design. So, what's your top priority, the material or the insulating material? So, the PCM or the insulating material? All right, so build and test several versions of your portable baby incubator. Analyze each version before you plan the next and record your data. So you're going to pause the video here and go ahead and do these two things with your group. Decide on your criteria, plan some strategies, and then build and test. All right, now we're going to move on to Activity T, analyzing design. So this should take us about 10 minutes. What was successful while you were testing and what problems did you have, if any? Pause the video here and discuss that with your group. All right, so engineers often look for patterns and data to help them understand the effects of changes that they may make to their system that they are designing. So, for example, what pattern did you notice about the effect of adding insulation? What other patterns did you notice? So, take 1 minute and discuss these two questions with your group. All right. Let's analyze some example data together. We'll look at these values and figure out which incubator design does a better job of addressing each criteria. Okay, so here's our data. Which version do you think works better? Okay, if we say it's version 4, let's look at it. The baby's temperature, is it closer to 37 degrees? Absolutely, it's in the 37-degree range. Okay, let's see, what else is better about this one that's not as good with this one? Okay, 627 minutes outside of range this is much better, 342. Okay, so keep a look and see what else you see. If the other thing that we see here is the cost is pretty similar. This is $4 more, but it looks like they're about the same there. All right, and we have 9 short periods of out of the healthy range. And then it says that once the baby is above 37.5, it stays at the healthy range with a maximum temp of 38 and a low of 36, where this one's a max of 38 and a low of 36. So you need to decide which one of these would be the better one. All right, so you'll mark the best result for each criteria to help you choose the overall design. So mark those 3 things that we just discussed. We did say $60 is a little bit cheaper. It's $4 less. It's pretty close, but we're going to say that's a little bit cheaper. Let's discuss an example together and think about how to decide. So there's our 3 major pluses or pros. All right, so which version would you submit and why? So pause the video here and discuss this with your group. Take 1 minute to do this. Choose your strongest design to submit for feedback to the director. You may notice that there's no perfect plan. In order to more strongly address one criteria, you'll have to make sacrifices in addressing others. So those are considered trade-offs. So there's trade-offs between design. For example, in version 4, the baby's average temperature and the time outside of the healthy range looks stronger, but version 3 has a better cost. So that's a trade-off. If you want to keep the temperature, you're just going to have to trade for one thing or another. So now discuss your results and highlight the best result for each criteria and choose your strongest overall design and mark it with a star. All right. So you should have done looked over your data and you're going to submit one design per team. So in your future inbox, choose the baby warmer design that came through on your inbox, and you are going to complete that baby warmer design. Leave out commas and dollar signs and double check your data before you submit. So you don't want to put any of those dollar signs or comma symbols in there, and complete these pieces of information and submit that. So pause the video here so you can go ahead and do that. All right, now let's go into the after hours works. In the after hours work, for this task, you will read the article, Meet an Engineer Who Works with the Genetics Equipment, because Anton wants you to learn about the possible careers that you could have in chemical engineering. So hop into your lesson. Here's the article here, and you have a couple of questions to answer with that article. And that is the end of today's lesson. So if there's anything else you need to complete, make sure you go back to Canvas and check and see if there's anything else for you to complete today.